I was a little bit late to picking up the Switch OLED, mainly because I just didn't play on my Switch enough to warrant the cost, and I just played docked most of the time, so I didn't see the need to upgrade. But as time went on, I lost interest in the games I was playing on my PC and started playing on my Switch more and more. Games like Hades and Dead Cells are amazing to play on the hybrid console, but especially in handheld. However, while I was playing, I realized just why I almost exclusively played in docked mode. First up is the screen. Going from a 6.2-inch base model to the new 7-inch OLED didn't seem like a massive jump, but getting much smaller bezels on a console that is nearly the exact same size is a bigger deal than I anticipated. Of course, the new console has the beautiful OLED panel, which really does completely change the way I view games in handheld mode. It's the same resolution, but the immensely improved contrast and color depth makes otherwise bland games pop and gives colorful ones the quality they deserve. There are two different modes, Vivid and Standard. I use Standard because I think Vivid was just too much for the games I play and kind of hurt my eyes, but this is completely based on your preferences. Next up is the battery. I had a base model Switch from 2017, not the updated red box version that was released a couple of years later. This meant that I was pretty much locked into pretty poor battery life. If I wanted to travel with it, I'd have to bring a power bank to play an intense game for more than a couple hours, and if I saw the battery drop below 30%, it would make me feel like I needed to ration out what little power was left, so I just wouldn't play. This new OLED model sports the same battery life as the 2019 red box revision, and since it's fresh out of the box and not pushing half a decade old, the battery life improvement is significant. I'm currently at home sick with a certain virus, and I spent 3 hours playing Pokemon Legends Arceus at almost max brightness before I took a break. And when I docked it to charge, it was at 35%. Of course, these results will vary based on what games you play and what brightness you're at, etc., but for me, this revision was substantial. Finally is Tabletop Mode. This mode was pretty much useless for every Switch model before the OLED. I'd have to prop my Switch up against something solid or rely on the honestly super crappy kickstand that would pop off constantly. The new model has a much bigger and much more robust stand that can actually support the weight of the console and can also bend to nearly any angle you want. This is the way the original Switch should have been. There are other upgrades as well. The entire construction of the console seems higher quality and more solid. The back is still made of plastic but feels stronger and more rigid. The screen is glass with a light coating of plastic on top so it looks and feels more premium, and the speakers are louder and more clear. Now don't take this video as a slam on the old Switch, because depending on your preferences, none of this may matter to you, as it didn't matter to me for several months until my priorities changed. There are definitely still flaws with the Switch family of consoles. First would be that they are still somewhat underpowered, which is why we are seeing a lot more game streaming titles like Dying Light 2 and Guardians of the Galaxy. I think Nintendo knows this as well, which is possibly why they added an Ethernet port to the new dock when before you had to use a dongle. At the end of the day, games will still play the exact same. And now that we're a few months into 2022, the question of is the Switch OLED worth it still has the same answer. It's up to you. However, for me, the revision has really changed how I enjoy the console, and I now actually use it as a hybrid console more than ever. And I know I'll be playing on the Switch even more now because of it. And that is going to wrap up the video. I don't know if I'm going to keep making Switch or tech or gaming videos. I just kind of wanted to make something I don't typically make because I am stuck at home sick, and that's also why my setup is kind of not organized right now. I'm just trying to get through it. But I just wanted to make something different, and if you liked it, hit that like button down below, I guess. Hit subscribe, and let me know what you want me to do next. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.